All right, guys. So, can Larry Wheels truly make it as an arm wrestler? It's an interesting thought and question to ask, and it's something that I have asked myself a number of times. Years ago, even 2 years ago, whatever it was. I remember when Larry was talking about having the super match with Schoolboy. I remember thinking, no. Larry's not gonna, he's not gonna ever make it as an arm wrestler. I didn't think at the time. I made a mistake at the time of thinking that Larry wouldn't actually genuinely become interested. So I put him in that category of someone that just can't make it due to the other things that are more important to them, be it powerlifting, strongman, whatever. I never expected him to put in the time. But fast forward to where we are now, and Larry Wheels has become interested in the sport, but he's still yet to get a victory in any capacity on an official sense. And it makes me ask the question, and I wanted to dive into these thoughts a little bit. It makes me ask the question, can Larry Wheels truly make it as an arm wrestler? Will he ever get there, or is he destined to just never make it? I mean, there's a lot of reasons for all of the arguments, and I don't know the answer, but I do want to think it through. For Larry Wheels, there's a lot of reason to think that he could make it as an elite. He's done it already in other strength disciplines. He obviously has the genetic propensity to turn into a very physically capable athlete. And as I said, we've seen him do it already in the environment of powerlifting in particular. He does inhuman sort of strength. But when it comes to arm wrestling, Larry has struggled. And I think the reason is because Larry is somewhat cursed by his strength. He's cursed by his fundamental strength in the sense that he knows his muscular strength in a linear fashion, be it in the biceps, be it in the chest and shoulders, even wrist flexion, I give him credit for, is very, very significant. And he wants to use those fundamental chains to overpower his opponent. And this is something that blinds an athlete, all strong humans that start in arm wrestling, because they struggle to feel the intricacies. And the longer you spend in the sport, the more aware you become of the intricacies. And those intricacies are often in the shape or form of elbow conditioning, understanding the balance of the hand, not just who's stronger, but who can create imbalance in their opponent. And subtleties like that are more valuable than fundamental strength. Creating imbalance in your opponent will derail them from their strength. And that's something that Larry is unable to do currently. He may change that. But being blinded by the curse of strength is something that prevents him from learning those lessons. And that's my concern, is that those lessons may be hard lessons to identify correctly for Larry. So where's his cap in all this? Can he become an elite? Will he be a mid-level pro? Will he be a high-end amateur at best? Or is he just not cut out for it? These are all the different end states that might happen. And, when he started out on the journey 2 years ago, like I said, I didn't have faith that it was going to become an interest. It did become an interest. And then I had faith. I was at a position where I'm like, yes, look, Larry will do this. He's committed. I can see he's driven. I can see he has a love for the sport. I believe he'll get there. Now, as these 2 years have unfolded, I've started to worry that I'm wrong. I've started to worry that he's not going to get there. And the reason that I feel that way is because of the performances that he's had. He shows a lack of endurance. He blows up very quickly. He shows great fundamental power early on in the lanes that he's happy in, bicep and wrist flexion. He shows a lack of conditioning so far in the elbow, in the critical movements of supination and pronation. And they fall away very tremendously. Technique is one of those things that will come for Larry. I think it will. I do think he needs to take a different approach. He's got no shortage of elite arm wrestlers guiding him, so It's difficult for him to filter all that and interpret into his own body what he really needs. I'm not sure he knows what he needs, and that's the biggest problem. If I was coaching Larry Wheels, I would very much strip the arm wrestling down to like 10 to 20% pressures, so he can feel what's going on. You don't feel what's going on at max level on fundamentals. You feel different things, it feels basic, and you miss the opportunity to develop the critical strengths that matter more. Like I said, creating imbalance in your opponent's hand matters more. And in a basic sense, what I mean by imbalance in your opponent's hand is picture this. If you're in an arm wrestle and you drive sideways for victory, if your hand stays exactly as it is, you have connection. You have balance in your hand. If, when you drive for victory, the state of your hand changes, i.e. it either gets opened or rolled or it even gets over-pronated, like any change in the state of your hand that creates imbalance loses connection to your fundamental power and your finishing power. And at the moment, someone in Larry's position runs the risk of really not having the opportunity to feel those things and to establish those critical stabilizing strengths. Alright guys, so this episode or this video is brought to you by the Critical Spinner, the pound for pound arm wrestling critical spinner. Everything that Larry Wheels is lacking. Once identified, once he's felt those small things that he needs, I can use this handle to go away and make them strong. At the end of the day, arm wrestling, like we know, we need to identify the little critical things. Once you've done that, you need a handle that can replicate those little tiny movements, those first 5mm movements that are critical. This thing, the Critical Spinner, allows you to do that with a nice grip 3-inch handle. You can wrap this single strap in just about any combination you can possibly dream up, whether you want high pronation, low pronation, high supination, high wrist rise. You want instability, you want stability, you want it to feel like you're in the strap, you want it to feel like you're out of the strap. This handle will do it. Critical Spinner, you can grab it on poundforpoundarmwrestling.com. What Larry really needs to do, like I said, is arm wrestle around that 10 to 20% effort range and feel the lifeblood of what it is to arm wrestle. Feel the lifeblood of the intricacies that can happen and deliberately go searching for them. Rather than trying to be strong, like Larry, let's be honest, Larry is strong enough. Larry's very much strong enough. Strength is not the problem. He doesn't need more bicep strength. He doesn't need more chest strength. He doesn't need any more fundamental strength. Like, he really is already strong enough to truly and significantly be an elite within the sport. The things that he is missing is timing, is execution, and is strength in the little things. Strength in the little things that matter more. So backing down to 10 to 20% pressure will allow those opportunities to be felt. Allow those opportunities to be experienced, and they need to be experienced many times for that map to happen. The Bruce Lee approach of being like water and going where the opportunities are. Understanding what's a trap, understanding what's an opportunity. These are lessons that need to be had by Larry. Larry, on the mental side of things, I have a lot of admiration for. I think he's incredibly resilient to be in his position with so much reputation of immense strength amongst his fan base, and to have so many eyes watching him fail on the arm wrestling scene would be challenging. I have no doubt he has his own expectations, but his fans have their expectations as well. And with each failure at a super match that Larry experiences, that pressure must be increasing. But I take my hat off to him, and I do give him immense credit for his ability to shake it off, keep moving forward. After his most recent loss, I believe that Larry has indicated that he's going to not schedule himself another super match and instead go out and seek the ready goes in a tournament environment. Those are immensely valuable things as well. The ready goes are tremendous. What they do highlight is what those little critical movements do at full tension. And Larry will get the truth when he goes to tournaments and loses to people that he is fundamentally stronger than because of these little truths. The little 5 mils, the first 5 mils in any direction is more valuable than having superior biceps. If you control those first 5 mils, game's on, and you're in a good place. You can totally disconnect someone in the first 5 mils from their power, and Larry will experience that in tournament setting. He'll experience that in the ready goes, and he needs to be alive to them. So, what I don't want to see happen to Larry is for him to miss those lessons. Training time for Larry, like I said, if I was coaching Larry, and I do hope I get the opportunity to at least grip up with Larry in a training sense at some point, because I would love to share this with him, is just to arm wrestle, like I said, at 10 to 20% and identify all of these little critical movements so that when it comes to the tournament time, he can recognize the reason he lost was not because of a lack of fundamental strength. If he goes away from a tournament saying, I need more back pressure to conquer that guy that beat me, then I don't think you'll ever make it as an elite. But if he goes away from a tournament saying, I lost that because this dude was able to supinate off the go substantially better than I was able to pronate or block it in that first 5 mils. If he goes away like that and feels it and knows it and remembers it in his hand and wrist, then we're talking about high-end pro and the potential for elite. End of the day, Larry's a monster in so many respects. He's a good dude. He contributes a lot. He's an amazing athlete, and he is indicating that he's in love with the sport of arm wrestling and that he wants to do it forever. So if that all is the case and it all is true, then ultimately I still have faith. Ultimately, I still have faith that he will make it to the elite level and he will become all that he hopes to become because he's driven. He's very driven as a man. And it'd be awesome to see. To be honest, I do think he has the fundamental power of genuinely someone that could be in the not only the elite ranks, but the very, very pointy end of the elite ranks. If he can, over the next 5 years, 10 years, become fluid, become aware of coordination and tactics to a high level, then he will be an elite, and he'll be very much at the pointy end of the sport. And I hope that's where he goes, because he's Larry doing that will drag the sport tremendously forward into the future. Expansions will be great. So I wish him absolutely the best in that regard. But it is a challenging time for Larry. There's no questions there. It is a challenging time for Larry. He is going to have a lot of hurdles in front of him, a lot of people doubting him, his own mind to defeat as well. And it's not going to be an easy road. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about Larry in the comments. The main question being, can he make it genuinely as an arm wrestler? Can he make the elite? Will he only make it as high as a mid-level pro? Will he never get out of the amateur ranks? Or is he just not destined for this at all? That's what I'd love you guys to answer in the comment section for me. It's a good question. We're going to hopefully find out as the months unfold with more arm wrestling to arrive. Anyway, guys, hope you're well. I appreciate all of you guys, and I'll see you again soon.